Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Beautiful rejection. I'm going to enter my first trade. This is going to be a small first trade. So every time I'm taking a trade at market open, I always go light because the first trade is usually not the one for the day. Like we might get the first rejection. We can take profits and then it'll come down and give us a better entry. Oh, this thing is moving quick. All right, I'm going to give this thing a second. I want it to come down as close as possible to this 1930 entry. Right now, price is about 10 points away. So the further away it is from the entry, this thing's getting tough. All right, either way, in about an hour, we're going to have tons of re-entry opportunities. There's no reason to rush the entry right now, but this would be the first trade. So we'll very likely get a push up and then hopefully get this move in about an hour. Well, damn. Another option would be a double bottom here. So if the market comes down to retest in the next 20, 30 minutes, so after we have that first initial push, if we can get a pullback here, same price for a double bottom, this would also be a great re-entry price. Wow. What do you guys think? Does this strategy work or no? She said the 15-minute is not valid. What do you mean? No, it's just the price is too far away. So you can see it's a 3.6 trade. If I entered at the 41 when it had popped up, it gets cut in half. If I enter right now, it's 0.8 to 1 R&R. So I'd much rather wait for the pullback and get that entry instead. But I know some of you guys caught it. So there was the sells from last night, which were covered live. It went drop, retest, and then sell. Perfect. And then we have the buy entry on the other side, which was right down here. This was covered last night on the stream. By the way, hate to break it to everybody, I clickbaited the title of this stream. Not all prop firms are done. Some of them are. Let's be 100% truthful about this, but not all of them. The industry as a whole is going to transition. There will be solutions provided over the next couple of months, and everybody will move on. The top players will always adapt. All right. So we're going to cover Forex news today, live trading, making money. Definitely missed this one. I was waiting for a little bit of a push through first, but that's what I get trying to squeeze out a few more pips of the move. Who caught this trade? I had my 886 set up on the 15. That's why I was asking. So I set it up always from the lowest time frame body. And so it just so happened to end up wick to wick. Okay, because when you go down to the smaller time frames, you'll see this is actually like a body, obviously, and this is a body. So what I did was I went top to bottom. That's how we found the sells yesterday. And I went bottom to top. That's how we found this. Okay, so no rushing. Here's some rules of thumb for a lot of folks who are maybe new to trading market open or just have not been successful in the past with trading the market open. As you guys can see, the initial direction that the market went right as it opened is not the real direction. This is where most traders get messed up because so eager to trade that as soon as the market starts falling a lot, they want to catch this move. And so when you're chasing the market, it's not to say that there wasn't like a 30 pip move right here or 30-point move here. But at what cost? By the time that you were able to get out, the market reversed completely. And then a lot of the people that are chasing the market up here, they might be able to capture this right here, but at what cost? You'll be in profits, and then the market will take it all back for the pullback. So don't chase the market. This is what I think is the initial reaction from most new traders, which is, oh, it's moving really quick. Let me get in. No. Patience is key. All right. All right. Oh, what an entry. Oh, let's go. You guys see this entry right here? Tell me the Chart Addicts members are not goated. 946. Mike, I don't even know who this was. Oh, Jay did it. Okay. Okay. I didn't get in yet. I'll wait for a better entry or maybe sell from the premium. Whoa, Diego. How many times do I have to say the trend is your friend before we get it? Like, what people, am I speaking Cantonese? Right? Do you guys think I talk just to hear myself talk? I would just sit here and talk to myself if that was the case. What else do you guys want? Every single week, everyone's like, yo, I'm thinking about selling. Yo, I'm thinking about selling. They sell. And then the market goes up. And then they sell. Okay, a little bit of profit. Then the market goes up. The trades that are in the direction of the trend are going to just pay you more. They're going to be a lot easier. They're going to be smoother. The candles are going to push more aggressively because it's going in the right direction. But of course, I know some of you guys love to counter trend trade. Do your thing, okay? Just don't say I didn't tell you. Every time something happens in your account, go back to the 10 rules that I gave you in the masterclass. When you're trading NAS at any point in the next 10 years, when you're trading NASDAQ, if there's ever a problem in your account, you're not making the money you're supposed to, you're probably breaking one of those 10 rules. And I challenge you to just go ahead and reference those and say, which one is it? And I promise you it always goes back to one of those. I tried to tell you. You paid for it. And I'm not just talking about you, Diego. This goes for everybody. I took it from 735 to 770. 735 to 770. All right. 20 point, 15-point move, 25-point move. Roy said, facts. I crunched my stats over the weekend. The trend is your friend. We all have to learn from experience. I already got my hand bit by the thing. I walked in the door, I got bit by the thing. I'm like, yo, don't go in there. And people are like, man, I mean, he sounds like a pussy. I'm gonna go in there, right? Roy probably just couldn't handle it. Go in there, hand gets bit. Oh, I wish somebody told me. I tried. Can't help everybody. All right, let's talk about prop firms while this thing comes back for the pullback. What happened? Long story short, this started with a lot of rumors last year. Okay, and we've known this. Like, we've been talking about this whole time. If you came to the FX Summit, Pierce from TradingView talked about, like, what was his entire speech about? We put it up on YouTube. Let's go through this thing together. We're actually going to have to watch this as an educational educational opportunity here to let everybody understand what the priorities were that we were trying to convey. What were we trying to tell y'all? Or what was Pierce trying to tell y'all? This is trading.
I don't know how they figure out who I am. Ultimately, why TradingView is important.
So if you're just hopping on, this is TradingView speech from the most recent FX Summit, the #1 conference for traders in the world. And so the head of TradingView hopped on in to give us some insights about what they look for in terms of brokers they allow on their platform. They are very strict about who they allow. You guys can see that when we look through the broker list, we have Black Bull, we got Pepperstone. This thing will load. We got Pepperstone, we have Ava Trades, we have Saxo, we have Oanda, only the regulated brokers. And so he went through and looked and talked about the criteria. I think we're getting that second pullback here. I'll be taking both of these trades, by the way. If it comes back for the double bottom, you guys can see here on the 5-minute. I can't believe I'm on the 1-minute. 17,940. All right, so if it comes back to retest this level, I'll take an entry. And then if we just break through, this is my second trade opportunity for the day. I allow myself 2 trade ideas. The first one, if I lose, let's say I lost 0.25% or 0.5%, depending on the account, I'll just take the re-entry here, and I'll be able to make it back with a 3-to-1, maybe less, probably like 2.5-to-1, because I'll be taking partial profits along the way. Okay, so let's go through the trading view speech. I'll actually have this playing in the background right here. And then let me just walk you guys through how this worked. This was in June of 2023. There was a lot of issues happening with brokers and MetaTrader at this time. You guys can see that there was a campaign by one of the new brokers that came out, letting everybody know. And as much as we rag on, I'm just gonna give them the credit. As much as I rag on Sway, they had this 100% spot on, which is that MetaQuotes was going to start purging accounts, and we knew this. They were going to start purging the brokers that were on their platforms, and so this started to happen first with the unregulated brokers last year, and now the phenomenon has spread over into the prop firms. I use the 1-minute as the last resort, but I've been using the higher time frame or the lower time frame less. Dude, I don't use the 1-minute for anything. The only thing I did it for was just to draw my fib for the 886 on the 1-minute. All right, so sometimes we just want to get very accurate. I'm on a call here. I'm trying to be as precise as possible. So I would not encourage people to like stay on the 1-minute, because you're not going to know how to use it if you don't have context first. Once you have context, it all makes sense. 88.6 it all the way through, low of every range. Keep going fractal from 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute. Keep finding the low of the range until you have the most precise entry. If you heard what I just said, you're welcome. Now, in terms of the prop firms, right now, I would say like the epidemic or the pandemic of MetaQuotes looking into licensing and seeing how they're using the license and then kicking people off. Think Markets, Purple, all of them. So now here's the 3 alternatives that you will see. People are going to keep their prop firms and just get off MetaQuotes, instead go to DX Trades or one of the alternative platforms. You're going to see people create their own platform to trade on, and that's going to be like the new MetaQuotes. They're going to be a MetaQuotes alternative. There's going to be people that just ban all US clients and keep doing business as usual. And then the last but not least, people are going to transition the Forex space, or the prop firm space. And then they're still going to have like the same model, but they're going to call it a game where data farming operation. It's like these guys are just doing evaluations. It's never real trades. Everyone knows this. It's a game, but they're getting paid to provide us real-time trading data. They're not actually trading the live market. And the language is going to start to get a little weird, and everyone's just going to keep clicking and buying the prop firm because you want to trade the big accounts. And I do too. But this is getting a little murky. I think we're going to have some real sensible clarity in the next 2 weeks. And then obviously we're not going to know who the winners are until later. And that's why, especially us as hosts of FX Summit, it's important for us to keep our eye on these things, because we want to see who is going to be around and who's not. We want to see what the next generation of trading platforms looks like, so we can have them at the summit, so that by the time that everybody comes to the summit, whatever comes next in 2025, they're going to be well represented. The opportunity to see the landscape going into the next 2 years is going to be right in front of you. And so that's our job right now. We're vetting companies left and right. We're looking at regulations and how fast they're moving, and we're trying to make sure that we're vetting the right way. Pierce said, trade regulated or get burned, more or less. Well, David edited this video, and so he's probably watched this thing 100 times. And so if he says that's what the, that's the what did I say, like the summary of what happened in this video, he's right. He basically said trade regulated or face the consequences. Right. Let's get in here and talk about, let's say US 30 gold. Okay. Let's not do that. This would be the reentry. Well, this candle could suffice too. I just hate entering these. Like the higher it goes, the worse the trade is. If you enter here, that's a 3-to-1 at least. If I enter where the current price is, that's 1.6-to-1. And so my job is not to be in a trade. I don't want to just catch the push for the day. That's not my goal. Most traders are looking at, okay, well, Roy, this is the push for the day, so I just want to be in this trade for the day. If it's at the 1.68 risk and reward, it makes no sense for me at least, because I need a higher risk and reward to make up for some of the losses. And so instead, if I don't get a good enough trade, I really can't enter this because otherwise, if it loses, I'll just mess up my account. And if I keep taking these trades and that by the time that they win, I'm not going to make up for the losses. All right, let's see if this lower time frame zone holds here. All right, I'm entering a position right now. It's going to be a very small one because the risk is a lot higher. Oh. And then keep in mind, I have two trade ideas for the day. One is to trade the lows of the daily range. By the way, I entered, but it's to trade the lows of the daily range and then get a push up, which we might have already just gotten at the market open. The second one is a retracement closer to this level right here. Yeah, a second one would be the second entry would be retracement back to this level, 17,908, which I have an alert waiting right here. If we get that push down, I think there's going to be a lot of people short selling as the market starts to break out of the daily range, thinking that we're going to be in for shorts. I think it brings them along for the ride before we continue back up. So those are the two trade opportunities. I did just take the one at the daily floor right here, just to see if we get a push back to this area of liquidity, 17,990. Cool. All right. Entering a trade is like entering a trade. Oh my God, hold on. Yeah, but entering a trade is like putting a dish in the oven. All right, we did the analysis, we got the recipe, we did everything right, we waited all night. All right, entered the trade. Now you got to close the oven and let it cook, let it bake, whatever it is. Don't sit there and just open the oven and check, open the oven and check. We're gonna let this thing bake. Let's go check US 30 real quick. US 30 came and retested the same exact level we mentioned yesterday on the stream, 35,587. Well, it went to 590, so close. Beautiful 886 rejection, and then straight to TP2. Yesterday, I mentioned that TP1 was 640, TP2 was 690, and then TP3, 38,750. If you guys can go back to the live stream from yesterday, by the way, I was exhausted yesterday. A couple days without sleep. Nice rejection on NASDAQ so far, but can't celebrate too soon here. right? Good stuff. Shout out your entries if you guys took that trade. Shout out your entries if you took that trade. Gold is headed down. I'm kind of looking at gold in a swing trading sense, but I'm looking for gold to head down to 1998 to do a little liquidity grab and then to launch all the way back up. So 1998 buys on gold is the only thing I can, I'm really looking at. Everything else is up to y'all. I'll look at it in detail for the CA members on another call soon. Shout out your entries if you guys took the NASDAQ reentry. Still waiting for a better entry. Good stuff. You got 941 on FTMO, 942 and 950. 956, City Traders Emporium. 943. You got 45, 41, 46. Who got 41? Chris Brown? Bro, why has Chris Brown always got the best entries, bro? What's happening here? What's going on? I got 40 and I got 40.1 and I got 42.2. Just saying. Just saying. Got that 140. Does anybody beat 140? Actually, I don't even want to know. All right. I don't even want to know. I'm gonna have my feelings hurt. Oh my God, beyond man, this is unbelievable. Yep. Yeah, the dangers of chasing, there's two dangers of chasing. That's a good point. Like the dangers of chasing, number one, are obviously the hit to the risk of reward, the risk to reward, which I've mentioned a few times on the stream. 3 to 1 goes to 1.9 to 1. And then as you take partial profits, you're capturing, let's say, half to 75% of this. So you're really only getting less than a 1-to-1 risk and reward on the trades. The second risk is if you enter high, like right here, as the market is pushed up, when it comes down to retest, like one more time to grab liquidity, instead of you sitting right here and then maybe being in like 5-10 points of drawdown before the market reverses, now you're sitting in drawdown all the way through. You might even close your trade. So that's why chasing, it's better to miss the trade and just let it go, come back tomorrow and make money than to chase it. That's just my personal take for, because most traders want to be perfect and they want to catch like the right, they want to catch all the trades and they think that they'll make up for it. Really, you have to give yourself some room for error. If you lose a couple trades, that should not be the end of the world. Your risk and reward should be good enough that it's not a big deal. If you're chasing trades, then you really do need to be a lot more spot on in order to get the same results, the same amount of money. I feel like there might be 2 more sticks on the 5 going down, pushing previous demand. Anytime somebody starts with anything that starts with I feel like, the rest of it just is completely dyslexic. It looks like a Rosetta Stone. I look like I'm reading that language from Transformers. You guys know the one from Transformers? Where he started reading the shit. There was a dude, right? Anytime someone says I feel like, for me, it just goes out the window. Especially when it comes to trading. Did sell US 30. You're out of your mind. Seems to tap the MA only, but might even out a little. Okay, you're just saying a bunch of stuff that got nothing to do with nothing. Listen, and a double top, bro, are you trading price action, moving averages? Are you trading your feelings? What are you trading? This is unbelievable. The state of things, man. The state of things. I know you guys want me to talk about that thing that happened and everybody saw it. I know you guys want me to comment on it. I'm not going to do it. I'm above that. But, hey, Stop that. Okay. I'll comment on prop firms because it affects us all. This is genuine. This is a genuine shift in the industry because people have stopped trying or creating plans on how to fund personal accounts, myself included, and have created a path forward for how to get the most amount of funding to get the highest return, be able to invest those returns. That's a great thing for the entire industry. So I don't want to see prop firms go away. I talk shit about prop firms from from an opinionated standpoint about what they can do to get fixed. My original issue with prop firms, the whole model of it, and I would tell people about the model, and everyone was like, who cares? As long as they're paying out, I don't care if the trades are real or whatever it is. As soon as that happened, I was like, all right, fair game. People are going to go blow $500 on their unregulated broker. They might as well have a chance of getting a larger account and doing, like just having the same chances on the prop firm. So that's my take is I don't want prop firms to go away. We can all be critical because we want the industry to be the best that it can be. But at the end of the day, nobody wants prop firms to go out of business. Like we want them to be around for the opportunity. Thoughts on top tier? I think all of the prop firms right now, we need to see what they come up with next. We need to see what they do and how they respond to this current challenge. Right now, everybody's kind of in this PR trying to find out what the next couple firms are doing, but everybody has the same story. Our firm is fine. It's everybody else that has an issue. You guys don't need to worry. Your accounts are safe. 1 week later, they go under. Or if they don't go under, they just stop accepting US clients, in which case it's close enough to going under. That's where we're at, people. Everybody's in the same boat. It's not about the firms specifically. Now, do I think that top tier is going to make it out of this? 100%. Do I think they're going to adapt to whatever comes next? 1,000,000%. Do I think TFT is going to do the same thing? Yes. Do I think my funded FX is going to do the same thing? Yes. There will be major players that survive on the other side of this. That's just the way this game works. That's the way that every industry works. Look at the tech bubble of 01. You had all the largest Ask Jeeves, right? Like Yahoo and all these other companies. I don't know if Ask Jeeves was around in the 90s, but let's just say Yahoo and all the folks that were supposed to be the largest players, they got overtaken by Apple, by Amazon, all the companies that came out of the tech bubble that were more successful. And it's the same thing. 2008 financial crisis. As the iPhone came out and Twitter and all these big, changes to society, social media has really started to take off. The iPhone, everything that was supposed to be popular before the crisis was not the industry leader after. And this is going to be the same thing in this one. Like there's some firms that everybody thought were going to be the biggest players, and now they're gone. My dude said goal to rebound to the previous fair value gap. I don't know. Build a hedge fund, question mark. So 2024 was supposed to be the year that we launch a hedge fund. What I realized is the commitment would stop me from being able to enjoy my life. Like trading is only getting better for me. And I want to experience having the trading money and like really having scaled the prop firm, my prop firm capital, having serious funds coming in, even if it's 6 figures in 1 month, whatever it might be, just really hit certain goals I have. And then be able to go actually enjoy that by traveling and doing some of the shit that I want to do. After I get that out of my system, then I can lock down for 7 to 12 years and focus on a hedge fund. But it's a 7 to 12 year commitment. Like if you guys are looking at hedge fund, these like social media hedge fund manager wannabes, and if you see your hedge fund manager driving supercars and being on yachts and all this stuff, real investors are going to pull their money out quick, right? Is this what you're doing with my money? Like, if you're here, who's managing my money? And so as a money manager, like a Merrill Lynch, like you got to be on your game. And it's this commitment to manage these people's livelihood for the rest of their life. That's the relationship and the commitment. So if we launch a hedge fund, it's going to have to be in a later stage of my life where I can make that 7 to 12 year commitment. But it's coming soon. He says dual citizenship, working on it. Well, possible downtrend. Bro, radical player, if you mention one more thing to me, I swear I'm kicking you off the stream. You've mentioned about 15 different strategies. Take your hand off the trigger. You're about to blow your account. And at this point, you're just pissing me off. Like, this is not a gambling stream. There's tons of those happening as we speak. If you want to go gamble at a casino, it's probably going to be more fun. Or hop on these streams that they're slow. They're drooling on themselves. People are talking about all types of dumb shit in the chat. Over there. We're here to stay focused and we're here to stick to the plan, be professional, kinda, right? Keep it light, but also just really stick to the stuff that's going to make us money. Could you use these trade ideas on futures prop firms? The answer is yes. That's why there's never a problem. Like if you know a strategy, I can just go to NQ, which is the futures version of NAS100, and then just trade that instead. Was asking if I've moved my stop loss to break even. Not yet. After this retest is done, after we get the next impulsive push from here, like I want to see this thing grab liquidity, but after we get the next push up, then I'm going to move my stops to break even and protect this trade. 2 trade opportunities for the day. First one was here. The second one right here. Don't ask me about that, man. I don't want to know. I'm never trying to instigate. I'm just throwing analyses for you. Correct me or give me insight. Look at the chart in front of me. This is what I have. I've been on here for 45 minutes and have not changed my mind one time. I marked this off yesterday. That's how sure I am. So you are going to sit here and keep throwing out guess after guess. I think the next candle is going to be red. I think the next candle is going to be blue. I think it's going to be green. I think Mariah Carey is going to divorce this guy. I think, right? You're going to keep throwing out guesses and nothing that you say is going to impact what's going to happen here. So I've created a very, very simple analysis here. It's either going to respect this zone and go up or it's not. If you're still one of these traders that thinks that you can predict what the next candle is going to be, you got a lot to learn. You have zero control over the market. You only control yourself. And so instead of asking, Roy, which analysis do you think is correct? Ask me, Roy, which action do you think is correct? Would you place your stops below here? Would you enter now? Would you wait for the correction back down? Those are the things that we have control over. Because the more that you guys ask me what I think the market is going to do, I don't fucking know or care. You don't need to know what happens next to make money. You need to have a plan of action that can take advantage of certain areas in the market that are predictable. You need to have a system that is repeatable. And then don't predict, respond. I also have this other issue. This is an unpopular opinion. Everyone says don't predict, react. You also don't want to react. I learned this from fighting. Okay? Like when you're trying to predict what the next person is going to do, if you're fighting somebody, you're not going to get it right. They're going to start to throw feints and then go in with something unexpected. So don't try to predict that. Everyone's like, that's why everyone's sort of scared or timid when you first start training, because you're just like trying to predict the next one and you can't get it right. Now, reacting is even worse. You're not trying to predict, but then whatever they throw, you're just trying to react. You can't do that because then you're going to be overreacting. Okay, so if you overreact, then they're going to make you pay for it. If you underreact, then they're going to make you pay for it. Oh, you didn't move at all? All right, then I'm just going to hit you this time. I'm not going to fake it. Market is the same way. If you overreact, you lose. If you underreact, you lose. And so what you have to do is, instead of reacting to the market, have a plan of action. And then when the market provides you that opportunity, respond. Here's what that means. So it's an if-then statement, and then it's an I will statement. If the market comes back to this area and rejects and closes above, then the trade is going to be valid, or I will hold my trade. So it's if the market gives me this and the market also confirms this, then I will do this action. So stop focusing on the uncontrollables, which is the 2 conditions that the market has to do. Like, I don't know the market will make it back up for the retest. I don't know that the market will make it down here. What I'm saying is, if the market comes down here and the market rejects, then I will take a buy position. And focusing on the action right here, the controllables, what you are in control of, This is where all the power is. It's all in your hands. And it shouldn't be like that's not a negative thing. That's the most powerful part of trading is that once you realize what you're in control of, you stop feeling so helpless to the market, right? Because now you're like, dude, I keep trying to guess and it goes wrong. I keep trying to guess and I'm wrong. I keep trying to guess and I'm wrong. Versus, like, I'm responsible for my own actions, so I don't ever feel like I'm wrong. If it doesn't give me this, I won't take the trade. Confidence. I have a curious question about the influencer promoting bot passing prop firm challenges. If those bots are so profitable as the markets, just an ATM for them. Yeah. But here's the thing. I get this critique a lot about selling courses too. They'll be like, oh, if you're profitable as a trader, you wouldn't sell courses. I don't think you guys understand. I think that's the most, I'm not going to use that word. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. All of this is like everyone who says that because if the strategy is so profitable, why would you give it away? To anybody who has taken the masterclass, okay, we basically gave away the strategy for $500, right? Does the strategy work? Is it profitable? The answer is yes. I mean, obviously, I'll let you guys answer in the YouTube comments just to everybody can see it for themselves. Certain strategies don't scale. And so you look at a specific, like one of these bots, if they were to take it to a hedge fund and put $1 billion behind it, that strategy itself would not work at scale. Liquidity issues, being able to actually fill those trades in real time. There's a ton of things like if you want to buy $1 billion of Bitcoin, it's not the same as if you want to buy 10,000 of Bitcoin. Okay, if you have $1 billion, that doesn't mean that there's $1 billion of Bitcoin that someone's trying to sell you. There's no liquidity in the market. Big difference. So the bots, my issue with the bots is a lot of the prop firms don't allow you to use the bots. The ones that do are some of the sketchiest firms that are around. And so I'm just not a fan of bots. And if you are going to use an EA, then I don't like, look, I don't know. I feel like firms look for any reason to kick you off. And if you're using any technology to aid you in your trading, even though it's part of the rules, there's something in their guidelines that they can then use to what's it called, to deny a payout. And I just want to avoid that at all costs. I really just enjoy trading manually. Now, will I launch an EA at some point? Will I have my own EA after it's been tested for a few years? Of course, but it's going to start in layers. You start with an indicator first, right? Like the magnet, right? Wild idea. Who knows? Just a magnet indicator, let's just say a wild magnet indicator. And then the magnet indicator over time turns into an EA, which will not only show you where the trade, where the trade entry and exit is, but it'll also kind of, be able to connect to an account and do it automatically. That's a little bit further out, which we'll discuss on a live stream. What is your tip when you have bad trades? Do you switch off the PC and go do sports, or what's your secret? There's no secret. Every person is different. For me, it's the same way I handle any other emotion. Okay. What I learned about myself is that if I bottle up the emotions too much, at some point I'll overreact for something that doesn't deserve it. And so that's the same with trading, is if you're losing and you're kind of frustrated, but you just bottle it up and you just move on to the next thing. Eventually you're gonna snap, right? Whether it's on your account by making a stupid decision, by just saying F it, maybe blowing the whole account. You can't do that. So my thing is I give myself a 5 minutes to bitch and moan. That's what I call it. Bitch and moan, right? Kick it around. Like, how could this have happened? Shake your fist, whatever. After that 5 minutes is done, suck it the fuck up. And now it's time to move on. And when you go to move on, I mean, you have to go do something that will distract you from trading. Some people go back to work, but they work on the same computer as their trading laptop and they end up getting back on the charts. So you want to make sure that you separate yourself from the physical environment to allow you to reset. Then you have to go back and do this 3-step process. Review. So review the trade. Reflect, meaning take a second to figure out what you could have done right, what you could have done wrong. And take full accountability when you review a trade. Don't say, oh, the market did this. It doesn't matter. The market is the market. The market isn't against you. The market isn't bad. The market isn't good. The market just is. You fucked up. So take full responsibility of what happened. So it's review, reflect, and then rinse and repeat. And if you refuse to do this process, you're going to be on that hamster wheel for 3 years as a trader where you're just going in circles, because you refuse to learn from your mistakes. And if you're learning from your mistakes, you're probably just taking the wrong lesson away. Oh, I knew I should have stopped trading in Australia. Dude, you took 50 trades. It wasn't the fucking session. Take the right lessons away when you review, and I think it's going to be a big deal for everybody. Okay. Bada boom, bam, beam. The Transformers reference is crazy. That one shocked even me, but it's because I don't even know how the fuck did I hear about Transformers lately? Oh, Sean Strickland is beefing with Machine Gun Kelly, right? That's how. You guys can imagine Transformers made a comeback on my radar because Sean Strickland decided to get in a beef. What is with Machine Gun Kelly fighting all these UFC fighters? What is happening? McGregor? Strickland? Is this guy stupid? What you can do better, I ask myself all the time. Yep. And sometimes the answer is nothing. Sometimes the answer is keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes the answer is don't fucking change everything. You guys don't understand, like, real success comes from kind of being stupid. You got to just do the same thing over and over again. Imagine a guy that's been doing the same shit for 10 years every day, hasn't asked a question, hasn't lifted it, hasn't raised a concern, hasn't fucking said a word about it for 10 years. Imagine him in any skill set. He's been dribbling for 10 years, just doing nothing every day, 6 hours, guy's dribbling. I'm going to assume this guy's fucking good at whatever he's doing. All right. So that's what if you guys want to perfect a skill, keep your head down. This is what real mastery is about. It's like, it's just repetition, repetition. Now, if every day you wake up, what can I change? Or what can I do better? You might change some stuff that's working for you. It's like, buddy. So first find something successful and then start to do it, start to repeat it. Then from there, once it's consistent, then you do something called optimization. So same with everyone learning the NAS100 strategy. First, get to the profitability and then start to optimize. Start to get super specific about entries and start to get super specific about which take profit level is going to yield you more return. But just start making money first. And then we can get to the optimization. Don't get so focused on perfection that you miss the opportunity to just like make it work. Am I in a trade right now? Yes, I am in the longs on NASDAQ. They only use it to pass the challenge from what I know. Look, if you can't pass the challenge, how the fuck are you going to trade the account? If this bot is passing the challenge for you, how are you going to trade the account? Now I get it. Some people are buying 10 challenges at a time. These prop firms, the HFT bots, they pass them, and then they can just like maybe inch out a payout or two and wait for the payout date. It just seems like they're not going to fucking pay you. Am I wrong? And even if you get the account and you milk it, the next month you're back in the same spot. All the payouts you had, you're gonna have to pay back to one of these EA guys, these EA guys to do it again for you. So you made $2,700 on FTMO. You beat the system. Didn't have to pass the challenge, lucked out with the thing. Then you blew the other accounts. You got to go back and give $2,000 to this bot guy. And he bought the robot for $50 online. He repackaged it to y'all. Man, just learn the fucking trade. Who lost money last night on the Super Bowl? I had my money on the 49ers. If you're betting money on grown men in tights throwing a football around, throwing a leather ball around, and you're mentioning that right now when there's real money on the line, you're talking about losing money on the Super Bowl, you probably deserve to lose money yesterday. I'm just going to throw that out there. Is that fucked up? Guys, can we get a vote? Was that fucked up? Telling people they deserve to lose money if they do something stupid? Is that fuck? Because
No,
Gabe, it's not. Because I'm
no,
gonna
it's not.
regardless. I'm standing on business regardless. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be a dickhead either. It's just true. What time do your lives normally? This is my third time here. All right. See, one thing that you're going to learn about about these streams is if you can answer the question by a simple search on your YouTube, then you know what I'm saying. Ask good questions, guys. People they must have thought I'm Ask Jeeves over here. That's the second Ask Jeeves references I've made. I don't know why I'm kind of stuck on that. I was reading an article kind of about early internet days. Mario says nope. Yep, I agree with you. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna answer that one. Someone just private messaged me asking about that thing at the Super Bowl. Don't look, look, I'm not gonna do it. Clout is a hell of a drug. That's the only thing I'll say. This is real life, not scripted. Yeah. I mean, I always talk about this. It's like, I don't know if everybody here watching this thinks this is a warm-up game. Some of y'all are at work, some of y'all are at home, some of you guys are just like leaned over your phone. Do y'all think this is a practice round? You know, in like video games when there's like the practice screen before you go onto the, you guys think that we're in that right now? We're not in that. You're in the fucking game at all times. It was like, Roy, why are you so kind of focused on time, and why are you like very conscious of the of your own time and just getting shit done and working? It's like, do you all not fucking know that we're on the clock? Anybody here who has lost somebody in their life suddenly should have a pretty good understanding of how fragile life is. We're not in a practice round. This is the game. We're doing this shit right now. Why do you guys think I got my fucking, I got my heart rate up being on a stream with hundreds of people and thousands are going to see it later? I'm putting my money on the line, my reputation on the line, because we're in the fucking game. So if you guys are treating today like it's a half-ass, if you guys are, oh, every day is just like another day, oh, I'll deal with it tomorrow. What did RIP to the guy who played in the Rocky movie? He said there is no tomorrow. But you could fucking die today. Like, what would you do today if it was your last day? Oh, I'm just gonna fucking. First thing I would do after this is call my parents. Just check up on them, make sure they're doing good. All right, why the fuck wouldn't you do that regardless? Isn't that crazy? This is kind of my life philosophy: is plan like you're gonna live forever. All right, because you don't want to be one of these like YOLO people every day just moving from one day to the next. No, you want some continuity, you want some investments in your life, and you want your future to be bright because of the decisions you make today. So you want to plan like you live forever, but live like you're gonna die tomorrow. So make it count. Like, have some sense of urgency. Get shit done. Don't put it off. Oh, get it done tomorrow. Fuck. I hate that. And we're all guilty. I'm not fucking. I mean, I'm not trying to be Moses up here on the mount, right? I put shit off too. But this is a reminder that I also get shit done because I'll wake up and realize, I'm putting it off. Get it done. And it's a huge push in my life. And then once you get the first one done, that thing that you've been putting off for the longest, that thing, once the first one is done, it's like a dam gets opened. You're like, how many more of these can I get done right now? You get a high from it. The first one is the one. So pick up that phone, write that email, send the letter, drive over to the thing, do that fucking thing. Close those loops, those open loops that are sitting in the back. Those closed loops or those open loops are such a distraction. It's like having open tabs on your computer at all times. Life's too short for that. All right. We're all about to drop in on our parachutes Call of Duty. Okay, I must have missed this. But you can pay anywhere from 50 to 500 nowadays for an algo. Man, I don't give a fuck, man. Madeline, don't do that, right? You're messy. You're being childish, all right? They are taking him to court. Yeah, because it's illegal. However, it's gonna be a fine. It's not about the legal stuff. Like when you're rich, you can like I'm gonna say something very fucked up. When you're rich, you can break some laws, right? You park on a curb, you're not supposed to, right? Fuck it, I'll pay the ticket. But there's the reputational damage is there. That's a tough one, right? At the end of the day, I never gave a fuck in the first place about what everybody else is doing right now, and I still do not I give less of a fuck today about what any other human is doing in terms of their trading or in terms of what they got going on than today. The FX Summit is going to be focused on bridging together institutional and startups. There are tons of startup companies that we've been connected with over the last month that are so impressive, that are running such a tight ship, that have such potential, and they just garnered that sense of confidence. These are the people that we want to put on. These are the people that should be building the future that we all trade on. Not the next hype affiliate thing, push, giveaway, graphics, content, YouTube, whatever. No, we need the companies that are legit, that are going to stand their ground, that understand the law, that are not going to keep having to change their profile every couple months or 6 months because they don't understand the regulatory environment. And that's what we need. And I think a lot of these players are coming up. Quick question. When is the appropriate time to strategy hop? Very good question. So when do you know that a strategy is dud? Really, it should be in the backtesting phase. When you go to backtest a strategy, you should get a very clear idea of if the system works or not. And if the system works, but you feel like you can optimize it, that's what you got to do before you start taking live trades. Now, if you've done all that and the backtesting works, and then you keep trying the strategy for yourself, and you realize the system works, but just not for you. There's probably an easier system that fits with your personality, your risk tolerance, your schedule. That's when it makes sense to realize, okay, it's not about the system doesn't work. It's about this is not for me. This high risk or this quick scalping 1 minute thing, not for me. That's when it makes sense to accept that. And the sooner you move over, the better. Instead of trying to force your personality to change to fit the strategy, find a strategy that fits your personality. He betted on yo. All right, is that true? How the fuck do you know? He bet on there being that is that legal? Yo, that is fucking crazy. Bro, I don't care. Stop. I don't care. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't give a fuck. This whole Barnum and Bailey circus that's been happening over the last 3, 4 years, I'm completely over. 2024, you guys are going to see the names that will make it out. Everyone's going to make a comeback. Fucking Traders Domain might make a comeback under a different name. They already did. Like, you could literally do the worst fuck. You could set somebody on fire in front of everybody live, and then 6 months later be like, well, wasn't us, and come back in. We're gonna show people at the FX Summit who's who is going to be a player to watch out for. These are going to be the reputable firms that we put our hand behind and that we've vetted. That's our job now. We're doing vetting. We're only working with the right companies, and you're going to recognize the names like Oanda, Saxo Trades. Fucking if MetaQuote stops beating around the bush, might try to get them out there. We got TradingView pulling up. Who else? Binance. We got names pulling up, and so this is going to be a great year for everybody. I'm looking forward to it. I'm new to trading. What advice can you give me as a beginner? You need 3 things to be a successful trader. You need a system. So this is like a strategy that works. You need risk management. And by I say system, I also mean a trading plan. So this is going to tell you how to trade, when to trade, what you're trading, really the logistics of your process. You need risk management, and then you need discipline / emotional control. It's going to take you time to learn the technicals. And so while you're learning the technicals, focus on the emotional control, because you can't learn emotional control. You have to do it through experience. That's how you can learn it. So when you're going through your daily life, you're driving, somebody cuts you off, your immediate reaction, you want to get pissed off. That's a chance for you to practice to stop being a dickhead. You got me? So that when you go on the charts and your immediate emotional reaction is something, you've now practiced throughout your entire day and every action from start to finish, taking a second back from an emotional reaction and making a better decision. That does not just happen. You have to practice all day. So most people are so focused on the technical analysis, they put off the risk management, which a lot of people are not math-minded. And so even like getting into thinking about risk and reward and probability and this stuff takes them so much time and energy. And so like they're trying to do it on the spot while they're taking trades. Oh, how much should I risk? And they're trying to figure it out. So while you're learning the technicals, practice your emotional control all day, every day. This is how you become the best of the best, the top 1%. The risk management, this is if you don't understand this, if you're like, okay, well, I get the emotional side. I'm an emotional person. I got it. I get technicals because I'm really good with shapes and visuals. But risk management is math, and I don't want that. And so I'm just going to put that off to the side. You're crushed. You're done. You need to understand risk management, at least on a basic enough level to make money. Fair enough? So have these 3 things down, and you will be very successful as a trader. And maybe we'll see you speak at the FX Summit 2027 conference. Okay. Anybody disagree? Good. I don't give. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be more professional. I don't know if I should be professional on these streams or I just want to like I started these streams so I could be myself, and then I'm getting family members that call me and they're like, "Oh, I had a friend that was who runs a hedge fund in Lebanon. He's got a bake, whatever. They were watching your streams, and the second we turned it on, oh, you're firing f bombs left and right. You're making fun of the zodiac sign people. What?" And then it's a bad look for them because they brought their friends on saying, "Oh, my nephew, he's great. You should see him." But at the same time, like the whole reason I don't work a full-time job is so I can do whatever the fuck I want. The reason that I trade instead of going back to work at the bank is because I live in America. It's the freedom of speech. When you work for a company or you go to a school, you do not have the freedom to say or do what you want. So I'm kind of torn here. What do you guys think? Do you guys want a more professional stream where things are more streamlined? There's an agenda. I mean, we'll still do the agenda, but I mean, we'll keep cursing to a minimum. We won't really hold things accountable. We won't talk about all the BS things happening. Or we could just keep it going. Can we enter right now? I'm already in profits on all the positions. I'd probably hold off on that. Look at how far price is from the entry. Any Instagram traders pulling up to the summit? Not sure, but nobody will be speaking at the summit. That's the difference. And you guys can see between year 1 and year 2, there are sponsors and there are exhibitors, because at that point, like, these are people who are introducing a product to the market, and everybody can go around and see the available things. And we're not gonna stop people who are on the top 5 list from coming and having a booth at the expo. At the end of the day, we might like them or not, we might like the people or not. They're at the top of the game. They run that industry, and so we have to at least open that door for them. Now, when it comes to speakership, you will notice the difference between year 1 and year 2, and you're going to notice an even bigger jump between year 2 and year 3. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Who's the most famous trader on Wall Street right now? Who's the most famous? Just pick face, name, whatever. Who's the most famous trader on social media too? Give me both of them. Who's the most famous trader on social media right now? He's going around doing all these podcasts, crushing it. Good friend of mine. Who is it? Who's the most reputable trader on social media right now? He said Pelosi.
Pelosi.
No, man. He said keep it raw and authentic. Mike, I'm going to start. So that's your style. Look at Gary Vee. I mean, Gary Vee was selling like kids NFTs and shit, man. This shit fell off mad quick. He was like, "You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck, right? Just doing all this shit and then selling the NFTs." Where can we see the 886 boys merchandise? Coming real soon. You guys can actually go on the wait list. Max, can you drop the wait list for the 886 boys and girls merch? Because Bianca, we got the 886 girls collection. I'm kind of pissed at Max because the colorway on the women's collection, pause. The colorway on the women's collection is better than the one on the men's. It's got like this tan. I'm not even going to fucking spill the beans, bro. That's craziness. When you see it, you're going to lose your mind. If you ever spent money on merch or anything else like that, you probably wasted your money. This is quality stuff. And all I wear is Chart Addicts merch. David says Q is up there. Lambo Raul is definitely up there. But I would just say in terms of reputation, it's Umar. Yeah, Yuri got it right. Kyle is up there too. Kyle has the most payouts out of any prop firm trader. And Umar has a live TD Ameritrade login that's just sitting there for everyone to see. It doesn't get more, like, that is the gold standard. He has set that bar for us. All right, so, okay, so if he came and he was the speaker at the summit, wouldn't that make a lot of sense? Okay, you said Peter Tushman is the most famous trader on Wall Street? An inside look at Wall Street's most famous trader? CNN?
Does the market excite?
1.7 million views. Okay. All right, so this is Peter Tushman, right? If he came and spoke at the summit, wouldn't that make much more sense than folks from social media? Right? So I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not telling y'all who the speakers are going to be. I'm not. This is all speculation. This is all speculation. All right, this is all speculation. But if they were to come speak at the summit, wouldn't that raise the bar just a little bit? And we're just getting started. I haven't even talked about the market makers, the liquidity providers coming to speak. I haven't talked about the bank traders. I haven't talked about the head of FX trading from BlackRock, who's not confirmed, throwing that out there. I'm not talking about any of this stuff. What I'm talking about right now is the fact that NASDAQ is in profit and we're in another wick entry and my stops are going in break even. That's the conversation we really need to have. That's what this one nobody wants to talk about. All right. The thing hasn't really started moving yet, but because we've already gotten the pullback, that's why I feel more comfortable taking the trade now or take moving my stop loss to break even. All right, TP1 already got hit, obviously. TP2 just got hit again. And we already hit the TP2 and came back to retrace. I think that we're going to break TP2 and head to TP3 now, which is 1780. 1780. And then we have 18,000 flat as the last target. I dropped the link in Discord. Yeah, Max, drop it again in this chat, man. Do you want the wait list to get full or not? Let's fill it up. Good morning. Took that nice long. Good morning, Melissa. I got out the long and break even. Then it reversed in my direction. The lesson, it happened. Oh, well, I followed my rules. Good for you, Melissa. Thanks for the live session. Got in a meeting with an NFT gaming company. Okay, have fun. Enjoy. We will sit here and be in profits on NAS. All right, anyone catch a re-entry on the way down? Shout out your entries again. Let me see. My boy does not understand what a link is. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Is this the full link? Oh, that's not it. I'm sorry, guys. Do not click that first one. Delete this. Here we go. If you guys are interested in the 88.6 boys or 88.6 girls merch, I just threw the link in the description or in the YouTube comments. You guys can go down there, click the link, and get on the wait list. Also, the last NAS100 masterclass ended about a week ago. Those of you that took the class, let me get some feedback here. I've seen a bunch of you already finish your exams, get your certifications. Give me your real feedback on this recent class. Let me get some feedback here. Let me see how you guys liked it. Mercedes-Benz of Pompano Beach. Hell no. What? Don't fucking call me. Car dealers are still calling me. Bro, I'll call you when I fucking want. Isn't that crazy? They'll call me like, oh, I thought you wanted to hear my voice. I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking hear your voice. Right? You know how they always got jokes? 40.8 Oanda reentry. Walter, you're trading futures or what? And then if you're trading this strategy on futures, what do you think so far? All right, Bobby always has the best entry. Bobby, first off, how is your font a little bit different than everybody else's? Am I tripping, guys? In the chat, is the font a little bit low? Is it small? Yo, son, thought I got hit too hard yesterday in training. I was sitting here like, Roy, don't say nothing on the stream. Don't let him know. We got the vision impairment issues. No, no. We got 45. We got 53. 53 is a little late. Yeah, Walter, talk to us about a window. You can unmute yourself if you want to. And NASDAQ is back in motion. Oh, he said my reference number is from Awanda. My broker is different. Ah, okay. He's just using the trading view quotations for the price quote. He's not actually using Awanda for execution. All right. Matter of fact, guys, I'll test out the platform here. I'll fund an account. I'll see how much I need to fund a futures account with to really make it count here, and then we'll just see the conditions in real time. And the thing I'm excited about is I'll be able to trade directly on Awanda or directly on TradingView. I mean, right? That to me is I don't want to have to keep switching back and forth between MetaQuotes and Awanda for sure. So we missed the first trade, which was absolute perfection. We had that marked off early. And so we had to catch the re-entry, just in case some of you guys showed up a bit late. 2 trades were taken, both longs. One was from Friday. I hit break even overnight and then caught the long. Melissa, is this your trading journal? Both longs, good stuff. But I don't know what else to say. You guys look into Top Step. I did look into Top Step. I think they have they have a pretty good shot here, but yeah, to be completely honest, I'm waiting right now for the FX brokers to see what they're going to do. I think the futures firms are going to end up getting some of the flow. But trading futures is like, you might as well just go to a futures broker at that point and just trade. The futures prop firms, if there's 2 of them, what was the other one we heard about? The one that Darren Creedy told me about.
Apex.
Apex. Yeah, both of them had a little bit. I was not feeling too hot about their websites. Let's go to Top Step real quick. Oh! I realized my issue with Top Step. This is like you have to pay monthly to have access to the account or something. So it's not like a one-time fee for the challenge.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I think you do have to pay a monthly on like a lot of future ones. I think it's the same on Apex as well too.
2 days to earn a trading account? Okay, yeah, it's monthly. You pay monthly. So the maximum account size is 150. All right, let's just go here. It's 3% max loss and 6% profit target. Yeah, you got to be on your shit. But then again, the leverage on futures is a lot lower. And so you're not going to be able to risk as much as you do on the other firms. Like when you have 1 to 500 or 1 to 300 leverage, you can risk the whole account. You can lose this in one trade. Because the leverage is lower, you can't risk all of this on one trade. And so, it makes sense that they have, but it's the same thing. It's a 2 to 1. Wait, this is craziness. That's like having a 5-10 limit on the other prop firms, like having a $5,000 maximum loss limit and then a $10,000 max gain. Hey, if this is what we got to do, we're making money regardless, people. We're making money regardless. Whatever firm that we got to use, we will use. I just don't think this is the most profitable option. And so I'd much rather, get the other prop firms to step up their game. Start taking US clients. We just broke that TP2, by the way. Headed up to TP3. Headed up to TP3. Great trade, everybody. Another day, another win. How many wins in a row do we need before people just lose their minds? How many more trading days do we have to win in a row? Right? Everybody who's out here talking shit about, because all I ever see on Twitter today is just people talking shit. Nobody's actually providing value. They're just talking about somebody else not providing value. They'll be like, oh, like the prop firms who are overseas are talking about the US prop firms and how they're going to go under. The US prop firms are talking about this. The traders are talking about all this stuff. Dude, if you're broke, if you don't have $100,000 in your name, get the fuck off social media. Nobody cares what you think. All right? Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion. You're like, oh, well, I actually don't think that the prop firms, you don't fucking matter in this equation. You gotta go make money. Let these guys focus on that shit because they're actually involved in the business. Everyone's like, oh, did you guys see what so-and-so just said? Did you guys see that so-and-so is starting a firm? Look, unless you're gonna go buy that company's prop firm account, it doesn't fucking matter. We gotta reshape the entire culture in Forex starting from today for people to stop focusing on dumb ass shit that does not make you money. If you're broke, get off social media. Get out of the comments section. Everyone's always talking about, well, I actually think, well, oh, there's no way this person, this and that. Who gives a fuck? The only reason they do it on socials is because no one cares in real life. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? In real life, no one cares what they're talking about. So they're just in here going through. And all I see is people talking about how this firm or how this is, this is going to be the end of this and how learn the strategy, self-control and discipline, and proper risk management. If what you are getting exposed to, if the information that you're watching, if it's a video about entertainment, if it doesn't get you closer to one of those three things and you're broke, Lord have mercy. The next time you watch something, the next conversation you have, the next thing you read, if it doesn't help you get better at your strategy, better self-control, discipline, or better risk management or understanding of money or money management, put it to the side until you're making serious money trading. That's my take. All right? How much do you risk per trade? Doesn't matter. How much do you risk per trade? What does it matter how much I'm risking? Are you going to take the trade or not? What the fuck are we talking about here? If I made 100K today or $1 today, when we get off this stream, what does your life look like? I see a lot of people flexing like, oh, I have this and I did this, so you should come and buy this thing from me. Okay, buddy, I get it. You made money. How the fuck does you making 100K in a day make me money? Is your system repeatable? Is it simple enough for everyone to understand? Does it actually get people paid? Do you do it live so other people can actually make money if they're broke? When we get off this stream, if you guys took this trade and you made money, there was a direct impact to your life. That's what matters. Now, am I obnoxious? You're right. I think I'm fucking hilarious. But you might find me obnoxious. Sure, watch these streams on mute. And just take the trades. You can say I'm annoying. You can say I'm obnoxious. You cannot say that I can't trade. You can say you don't like me. You can say you're jealous. Because you can't do the media, the trading, the real life connections, the going around. That's why they all talk about me. Because they want to be me. Because after they get off that computer screen, after they're done talking on the IG live, oh, Lamborghini, as soon as that fucking phone clicks, that depression starts hitting. Right? Can't keep eye contact. These people bums, a bunch of pussies, don't like real life interaction. We're hosting a world tour in March. We're going to be hitting. At first, we planned for 15 cities. I told my team, I'm like a rabid animal. There's no reason to stop at 15 cities. If we go to a country like the UK, why are we going to stop at three venues? Why not do 10? We're going to do a world tour that's going to shock everybody. We're going to bring around all the speakers from the summit from every country. And then we're really going to turn up this year. And I think we're going to show people this is what it's supposed to be like. This social media culture of everybody talking shit all the time, being whack. By the way, everyone, secure partial profits. Secure partial profits. We're likely to get a rejection here. Okay, maybe we break first, but I'm going to secure partials just in case we get a rejection and it comes all the way back down. I am going to walk away with some money here. The risk and reward on this trade. We didn't sit in any drawdown, but right now we just hit a 2-to-1. So that was a quick 2-to-1 trade in one candle. If it continues, it could hit 3-to-1, but I'm taking partial profits here. And it looks like it still has a lot of room to go. But rules are rules. I'm not taking the money because I don't think it can keep going. I'm taking the money in case it comes back. All right, and just hold the rest. I don't have a hard take profit set. I'm leaving this thing open because the market is bullish. And so setting a hard take profit is stupid, in my opinion, from my personal, from my personal perspective, because the definition of a bullish market is higher highs and higher lows. So if it's going to keep going, why not leave something running? Like, oh, I closed the full thing. Like, dude, what are you going to lose by leaving a micro runner? The whole point is that it's so small you don't care about it, but when it keeps running, it'll pay you. So this whole thing about like closing the full trade, you'd be surprised that when this thing runs for 1 to 7, that runner is going to make you more than all the partials you just closed. Real talk. Ho Roy, take us through your journal. Okay. You only pay monthly until you get funded. Ah, so you pay while you're in the challenge. Yo, that's lit. If you pass the challenge in the first 2 months, you only paid like $100 or $150. So you can say anything, but you can't say I can't trade. Yeah, because I do it fucking live. If you saying I can't trade means that you don't believe your own eyes, in which case you're an NPC. I don't know. If this is like the people that don't believe their own eyes and will just listen to somebody else. They're like, yo, there's a car on fire on the street. I'm like, yo, we were just out there. There's no car on fire. Like, no, like the news said there was a car on fire on the street. It's like, no, we were just out there. I saw it with my fucking eyes. There's no car on the street. There's two kinds of people nowadays. There's the guy that's not going to believe you because he's like, oh, well, your eyes just can't be correct. This guy's wearing a suit on the news, right? Like, how are you going to say that he's not right? So if the people that make money in trading trust their eyes, they trust that what's right in front of them is right in front of them. Others have this doubt that what they're seeing is right in front of them. Ah, but what if it doesn't? Ah, but what if it does this? Ah, but it could do this. And you're doubting your own eyes. You're doubting the present moment. So that's my take. Only pay, but can you please make a video explaining what happens with prop firms in the US? No. Are you going to do another masterclass? No. How much do you? We'll do a masterclass, but not about NAS100. All right, guys. When I told you I was offering you the opportunity of a lifetime to learn this strategy, I was not joking. There's some people that are like, he might have just been fucking around. No, I was dead serious. The people that learned it, we got the next generation of chart addicts here. That's all I need. Now we'll do master classes about trading in general. I might do a master class about trading news. And I think the very next one is going to be in March. It's going to be a 3-day psychology workshop. So it's not only going to be, you can't learn psychology. This is going to be like a real reset 3 days for you to shift your habits to being successful and get off your ass and stop fucking around. 3-day boot camp for psychology for traders is going to be in March. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Let me see. Said, got it. I close phase 1 passed. Congratulations, Tracy. That's what I'm talking about. Just pass the challenge off 1 candle. Now, clearly, she was probably already there, probably needed 1 trade left to do it, and it just happened to be this one. So, W, Tracy in the chat, W, everybody who took this trade and took action. And if you did not take action on this trade, the only question you should ask yourself is, why? Did you follow your plan and were waiting for a good entry? If the answer is yes, good. This doesn't apply to you. You followed your rules. If your rules said you were supposed to act, you were supposed to pull the trigger, and you just could not, or did not, or were hesitating, you got to sit down and figure out why. Why did you not take it when you were supposed to? Was it the money? You were scared to lose the money. Was it the fear of being wrong? Was it the fear of missing out? Was it the fear of leaving money on the table? Like, what was the fear that stopped you from executing, or why did you close early, or why did you not hold long enough? What got in the way? That's reflection. We just hit topside liquidity. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done. I am going to hit you with the I told you so, because we literally covered both of these trades last night on the live stream. So not only did I just do it in front of you live and gave you the answers to the test live, or why did you close early, or why did you? What I'm going to do is, whoa. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did it yesterday. We just hit reflection. We just hit topside liquidity. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done. Where's this playing from? I am going to hit you with the I told you so, because we literally covered both of these trades last night. How does that keep playing after the video player is done. All right, Chart Addicts live stream. Oh, shout out to the YouTube, or shout out to the Google SEO ranking first. All right, stream 14 hours ago. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, Roy, are you really going to show us the receipts? Yeah, because this is getting obnoxious at this point where I'm just calling it at the beginning of the week, and then later in the week it happens live, and then we're on a 1 million trade win streak. Right? We're on a 1 million trade win streak. Like, did you see what happened at the Super Bowl? No, I didn't fucking see what happened at the Super Bowl. I was too busy winning. All right. My Super Bowl is on November 15th in Dubai. Grab your tickets at fxsummit2024.com. That's the Super Bowl. All right. So I said shorts and longs. Okay, I said shorts yesterday. I didn't say shorts because I analyzed the shorts at 17,978. 19 or 17,978. I don't take trades against the direction of the trend, but can somebody tell me what that number is right here? All right, it went up a few extra points. All right, it went up a few extra points. No, actually it didn't. I just had it drawn wrong. I know I did. Okay, pretty freaking accurate if you ask me. For the sells all the way down to the daily range. And then I was like, don't counter trend trade. Don't counter trend trade because the trend is your friend. The trade that's in the direction of the trend is going to pay you more than the counter trend trade. You guys remember when I kept saying that for 30 minutes while I was half asleep? Yeah, I did all this literally off 2 days of no sleep. That happened. And then I said, oh, I did get it wrong on the longs. I had to reanalyze the longs. I was looking for that lower one yesterday, but we'll take this as well. All right, folks, that's 2.5 to 1 R on this trade so far. We didn't eat any drawdown, so realistically, this was the risk and reward on the trade. Okay, just to give you guys a visual, this is how much drawdown we sat in. Okay, because I didn't enter off the first candle, I entered on the retest. And this is how much profits we're in. So how much drawdown we experienced today for the amount of profits is 23 to 1. That's the realized return on this. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy? All right. Happy and safe trading, everybody. Crush it. I'm going to go hit the gym, get my day started. If you guys are a trading service or if you guys are a Forex company, you're interested in having an exhibit or a sponsorship at the FX Summit 2024 conference, reach out to us as soon as possible. The goal this year is 100 exhibitors. So if you guys know any companies that are interested, reach out to them, let them know, hey, we'd love to see you at FX Summit, and get them to reach out to us. We'll make sure they're taken care of. The rest of you, fxsummit2024.com for early bird tickets. We'll see you there. Take it easy. Happy and safe trading tomorrow morning. Right back at it. New York market open. Peace.